Okay, in this video we will discuss Proc Print. Proc Print can be used to show the contents of a SAS dataset. This is the general syntax of Proc Print. So usually we will have an option let data equals specified name of the dataset we want to process. And Proc Print may followed by some more options. And so then you may insert some statement in this procedure and end this step by run. The default behavior of Proc Print is as follows. All variables and observations in the dataset are printed. Of course, so you can print selected variables using the var statement, or maybe the selected observations using while statement. A column for observation numbers appears on the far left. Yeah, so you can suppress the observation number, so using option no OBS. And so you can also customize it using ID statement. Variables and observations appear in the order in which they occur in the dataset. So yeah, so you can switch or change the order just using the var statement. So let's just run Proc Print. Okay, and so demonstrate that. Proc contents. Yeah, so we will use this dataset. So this is called demographics. This dataset is saved in SAS help library. Yeah, so Proc contents just show you a summary information for this dataset. We can see in total we have 197 observations and the number of variables is 18. Yeah, so here you can see this is a list of variables. So if you use a Proc Print, so here, so we didn't specify any extra statement. Yeah, so by default, so SAS will display all variables and all observations, right? So this is how the output looks like. Okay. So first one, so here I just want to demonstrate the ID statement and the where statement. Yeah. So ID, so just see in here this output, the first column, so OBS, just list the observation number, right? So if you do not want to use that, but because we have the name of the country, so that can be used to identify each row, right? So instead of observation number, so then we may use ID, right? Just basically ask SAS to display the name of the variable in that position. Where, so this is just used maybe var, right? So this is just used to select which variable you want to display, and so and also specify the order. So you want SAS to display those variables. Where statement just used to select which row will be included in the output. So here we just specify the population that are smaller than 50 million. Yeah. So this no OBS just without show that observation number, right? So let's run this part. So then you will be able to see what's the difference, right? You can see the name, so this is specified by ID, right? So this just replaces the position for observation numbers. Yeah, so we only show these two variables, right? So with all population smaller than 50 million. Okay. Yeah, so here, and I just want to show you more examples of where statement. I think so we discussed those where statement in when we discuss subsetting dataset. So let's just try to go through them. Well, so this one, where region EQ, so this means equal, right? So this is equivalent to, basically you write as equal sign. Yeah, so equal. Basically the region equals to the WPR, right? You can see we only shows countries in this region. So this is between and. So this is a special operator. So you just specify the population greater than or equal to this number and smaller than or equal to this number. Between and. So this is a operator, so that is convenient for to select variables for within two values. Okay. Next one. Yeah, so here I just want to demonstrate the and, right? So here I say, so region equals this guy and population greater than that one, right? So we pick country, so only when both conditions are true. Okay, yeah, seems only 4 countries. This one I just want to demonstrate contains. Yeah, so this is used when useful for character variables. Yeah, so just the name of that country contains these words, right? So contains United. So you run this one. Yeah, so we have United States, United Kingdom, and United, yeah, so those 3 countries. Okay. Not contains. Yeah, so this is another one. Yeah, just the name of the country does not contain letter A. Okay. Yeah, so those are the name does not contain letter A. In. So this is useful. So you just want to pick if the name is one of those. So here I just want to pick. So the country of Canada, China, India, and the United States. Okay, right. So those 4 countries. Here, so I also want to say, instead of the where statement, so we can also use where option. So this where statement is a statement in the Proc Print, right? But this where option, so this is associated with the name of the dataset. Yeah, but they should work in the same way. Yeah, for example, see like where equals. Yeah, so usually also we will write a parenthesis. I mean on both ends of these. This name contains United. Yeah, so this part so should generate the same output as this one, right? See here we say where name contains United, right? Yeah, but this we just use a where option. Yeah, but the name, I mean the output should be the same. Okay. What is this one? So this just want to introduce another option. So first OBS and OBS. Why this is useful? You can see by default. Yeah. So for example, so if I remove this part, so if I remove this part, by default, so SAS will just print all observations, right? So sometimes, particularly, so if the dataset is too large, so you may not want SAS to display all observations. Maybe you just want to SAS to show a portion of the dataset. So first OBS just tells us basically from which to start. Yeah, so then SAS will start from the 3rd observation. OBS just tells us so how many observations to process. So start from the 3rd one and process 10 observations. So basically, so SAS will start from the 3rd to 10th observation. So in total, SAS will only display 8 observations, right? So from the 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So in total, 8 observations. Yeah, so let me run this part. Okay, right. See, from the observations, see from the 3 to 10. Okay. Yeah, I think so. We finished this slide. So more statement. So by statement, right? So this just run a procedure at different level or maybe level combinations of variables separately. So notice, so if you want to use by statement, the data should be sorted first. So for example, like here, see, I first sort the data according to region, right? So then I just display the name and the region and the population of those countries by region. Maybe let me show this one first. I mean, just show the unsorted one first, right? Yeah, so let me run this one. Oh, so this is SAS help. Okay. You can see, so region. Oh, seems a region. They are not sorted, right? So, of course, they are grouped but not sorted. Yeah, cause see, we have AMR and then EUR, and so then we have AFR, EMR. Yeah, so they are not sorted. They are not sorted. Okay. So then I sort the data. Notice when I use a proc sort, so I have another option called out. The reason is demographics. So this dataset in SAS help, so this dataset is read only, right? Yeah, because if you use a proc sort, so you sort the data, so then the resulting data, basically it will modify the original data, right? So then you have to use a out statement to specify a new data. So then SAS will sort the data and so save sorted data to that new data set. So I sort, so then I print, so with the by option, right? I run it. You can see, so now look at the region. So now, so they are sorted, see? And so they essentially just partition the data according to different subgroup, right? See, the first is the region equal to AFR, then the region equal to AMR, right? Yeah, so basically, so those are different regions. Yeah, so this is just the by statement. Okay. Next one is the sum, right? So this can be useful if you want to compute the column total, right? Yeah, and so if this sum statement is combined with by statement, it will also compute the subtotal of each level of the by variable. Yeah, so let me show you this one. See, because the data set is too large, right? So then I only want to do basically compute the sum of the population for large countries. Okay, so those are just population greater than 50 million, right? So I have a sum statement and to compute the sum of the population. So if you go to the bottom, see, so this number just will be the sum of those population. Yeah, and so this just I want to combine that with a by statement. See, and then for each region, right? So then I have a subtotal, and so in the end, I think I should have a total of all those. Yeah, so this just compute the total and the subtotal of one variable. The next one is page by. Yeah, so use the page by statement with the by statement to put each subgroup on a separate page. Yeah, and so the page by statement must name a variable that appears in a by statement. Let me show you that. See, this is an example of page by, right? So first, see, I just show the name, region, and population for those selected countries, right? So by statement just asks us to show the display the output for different regions separately, and so also asks us to compute the total of the population. Yeah, so then page by. Let me show this one. In fact, so from this output, you cannot see the effect of page by statement. Yeah, so then what I do is, so then I just use the ODS, right? I generate a PDF file. So compare these two pieces of code. So the difference is So this one without page by. So this has page by, right? So let me run this. So the output, okay. Oops. So this is the one without page by. Yeah, you can see. So one region just after the other, right? So they appears on the same page. Yeah, of course. So if it is longer than one page, so then they just go to the next page. Yeah, so this is output. So this is output with page by. See, region 1, so in one page, region 2 in a separate page, right? So region 3 in a different page. Yeah, so this is just the effect of page by. Okay. So they show you label. So what is label and why we use label? Yeah, because for name, so by default, see when you look at the output, right? See, SAS just show the name of the variable. Yeah, because there are some restriction for name of the variable, right? And so it cannot be too long and cannot contain special letters. Yeah, so it is restricted. So sometimes we may want to print more informative text, so in your output. Yeah, so then we will use label. So this is how to use the label statement. So you just label, so then name of the variable, and then you just specify the label. So label should be included in quotation marks. Okay, so you can specify the label for a second variable and maybe so on. Yeah, and so label can be much longer than a name, right? So it can have up to 256 characters. Yeah, so I believe so this is enough for most scenario. So and the label can also contain special letters. Okay. And so after you specify the label, so then you need, if you want SAS to show the label, you need to use a label option. Yeah, so look at this example. See, this is label statement. So it is used to specify a label. Label option. So this is ask SAS to display the label. Okay, yeah. What is split? We will mention split in a while. Yeah, so let me see. Check this example, right? This example and this example. Yeah, so this one, I think so. In fact, so if you check this data set, so I believe so it should have label defined already. Yeah, so you can use the proc contents. Yeah, so we want to specify name, region, and population, right? If you check name, right, you can see label, right? So this is the label so saved in this data set. Yeah, so we have region, the label is just the region. What's the other one? Pop, okay, pop. Yeah, pop. See, the label just says a population 2005, right? So here in this one, so if you have label here, so then the SAS just will show, I mean print, instead of using the name of the variable, so SAS will show you label. Okay, so then what is this split? Yeah, so maybe let's remove this first, and so then you will see the difference. So run this one. You can see, so the label will just displayed in one line. Yeah, so sometimes the label may be too long, right? So you may want to split the label into multiple lines. So that split, that option just tells us, where to split. So here, so what we say is just split equal to, so this is a blank, right? So if you check the output, see we have one blank here, one blank here. So basically, so this label will be displayed in 3 lines. So this label will be displayed in 2 lines, right? So let me run this again. Right, yeah, so then the output will displayed in this way. So this one, I also use the label statement. Yeah, so instead of the label here, right, so I can specify a different label, right? So I say label name equal to name of country, population is still like be the same, right? Yeah, so I run this one. Okay. Oh, I didn't specify the split. Yeah, so then this will just label will be displayed in one row. Yeah, so if I use a split, okay, right, like that. So then this will be split in multiple rows. Okay. Yeah, so this is how this is used. Title and footnote. Yeah, so then we have statement, title statement or foot statement. I think the meaning is clear. Just add title or add footnote to your output. The title, so you can have title, and you can have title 1, title 2, and up to title 10. So you can have up to 10 titles. Yeah, so basically, title, I guess, just the main title, right? So then you want to have a separate line below the title. So then you just use title 1, and so then you have one additional line. So then you use title 2. So basically, just title 1 to title 10 just means you write multiple lines after the first title. Yeah, similarly, so you can also have footnote 1 up to footnote 10. Yeah, and yeah, so be cautious on quotation marks in quotation marks. Yeah, see, if you want to include a single quotation mark, so basically this single quotation mark can be included in a double quotation mark. Yeah, so this is how we write it. You can also, if you want to delete all titles, yeah, so you just say title and so then without the text and the same column. Yeah, so then you just remove all the title in the future SAS code. Yeah, so let me show you like that. See, here I add a title, right? And so I also add a footnote. Yeah, so let me run this one. You can see, so I will have a title in the end, so I have a footnote. Okay, right. So this is another one. So I show you title 1, title 2, footnote 1, footnote 2, footnote 3, right? Yeah, so I run this one. So this is title 1, title 2, footnote 1, footnote 2, footnote 3. Okay, yeah, so basically, so one title function or one footnote function just add one line of either the title or maybe the footnote. Okay. Then what is a global statement? Yeah, so those are just a list of global statement. Global statement can be used anywhere in a SAS program and stay in effect until changed or cancelled. What does that mean? So this just means, see, I have this title and footnote, right? Yeah, but so if, for example, so if I run the kind of the code I wrote before, I run it. It's changed. Okay. Yeah. In the previous SAS, well, so then the same title and the footnote should stay. Oh, so I know. I know. So why this is true? I mean, so what happened? Yeah, because so this title and footnote. So cause I write it inside of this print. Yeah. So if I move it outside, right? See, if I run like this one, so this is a title and a footnote. Okay, so why the footnote does not appear? Oh, I know. Yeah, because I put the footnote after this Proc Print, right? So let me do this one. Yeah, so then you have title, you have a footnote, right? Yeah, but so if you run a different code, okay, still doesn't. Well, it seems this is not consistent with what in my mind. Yeah, because if you do not change the title and footnote, and so then the title and footnote should always stay. Yeah, I guess for the SAS Studio, so it modified the behavior of SAS function slightly. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So those are just a few global statement. Yeah. So the lab name, file name, I think so we use those before, right? So the title and footnote so are the statement we just discussed. Yeah. So they can just produce a title or footnote. Options just specify some option. So this is a list of option. So you just say option. So this is a statement and followed by some option. Those are just some options. For example, so date. So this is default. So SAS will print the date and the time when the output is generated. So no date, of course, just no date and time, right? Line size or maybe ls just specify the number of characters in each line in output. So page size or ps just specify the number of lines in each page of output. Number just asks us to print page numbers, or maybe you can say no number, right? Page number, so this just page number for the next page of output. Yeah, so for example, so this option so just means in the output do not show the date, and so do not show the page number, and so the line size will be 72 characters, and so the line in each page will be basically, so each page contains 40 lines. Yeah, in fact, for those options, so some of the options so only works if you just use the other ODS destination. Yeah, so maybe for example, so let me show this output. See, I have the option, so no date, no number in my mind. So if I run this one, probably so you are not able to show the effect, right? Does it show? Yeah, so usually so this effect will be clear. So if you, for example, so generate the output to PDF. Okay. Yeah, so this will show the yeah, so this is just how the output looks like. Okay. It should have no date, no number, but why? Oh yeah, because so no date, no number just only applies to this output, right? So this is why when you look at the output, see the first one so has a date and page number, right? Yeah, but for the output of the next page, see no date and no page number. Yeah, so this is just the effect of those options. So this is a in-class exercise. You may pause the video for a while and work on that by yourself. Yeah, so after a while, so then I will work on that together with you. Okay, yeah, so let's try to work on that together. So we will work with this SAS help for print data equals SAS help demographics, right? So first I ask display the first 10 observation, right? So then I can say OBS equals to 10. Yeah, so then SAS will only show the output of the first 10 observation. Displays the last 10 observation. I think so here you just need to specify so which one is the first. I remember, so there are more than 190, right? So maybe we start from first observation will be 180. Let's see. Also still more than, I think we need to start from this one, right? So 188. Yeah, so start the first observation SAS will process will be the observation 188. Yeah, so you run that, you can see SAS only shows the 10 observations, basically the last 10 observations. Display all European countries, so basically the region equals to EUR, right? So then I just say we can use the while statement, while region equals EUR, right? Okay. Yeah, so those are just all European countries. Display countries whose urban population is more than 50%. Yeah, so just the pop urban greater than 0.5. So the pop urban greater than 0.5. Right, yeah, so where is pop urban? This is pop urban, right? So all those numbers are greater than 50%. So then we want urban population between 50% and 70%. Yeah, so then this will be great. So if we use the between 0.50% and 70%, right? Yeah, so this is urban population, so between 50% and 70%. Display European country whose urban population is between 50% and 70%. Yeah, so then we have two variables need to specify. So urban, pop urban, and so region is EUR. We use and to connect them, right? So both conditions should met. Of course, sometimes in order to avoid confusion, so I also prefer to write parentheses on both sides of this comparison. Yeah, because so this will make my code easier to read. Yeah, so produce the same output. Display countries whose name contains the word republic. Yeah, so then we will have where name contains republic. Okay. Yeah, so seems only two countries whose name contains a republic. Include label option and observe the difference, right? So then I just use a label option. Yeah, because so right now you can see was in the output, right? So everything they are just the name of the variable. Yeah, so if I use label option, so then SAS should display the label of those each variable. You can see so the output. So then this output will be much more meaningful and easy to understand, right? Okay, yeah. So that's the end of this video.